Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends. Now in the last video that you've seen, we've spoken a lot about what are social skills. Now I'm going to take you through certain bad social skills which are not a good habit to have those kind of social skills if you really have. First of all, if they are bad social skills, they are not social skills anyway. But we need to know and we need to understand that what are these some bad habits or some bad notions that we've got into, which leads us into horrible interpersonal skills and definitely more horrifying and terrifying relationships. So I think that that's very important first to know what are some bad social skills. To give you an example, so I have given you a list of all these bad social skills. I hope you maybe take it down or record the video or whatever in your future, so that every time you're going wrong somewhere, it's easy to see this video and get back to your to get back to work and then get started with a real new feeling of getting started into proper improving your social skills. So to get on to our list, giving advice when it's not asked for. We don't need advice. No one needs your advice. Free advice. People do not like if there are advices just given like that. So, many people have that habit of getting into giving advice to people. Even if they're not bothered if that person really wants your advice and doesn't want your advice. So this is one of the major bad habit of, getting into wrong social skills, where you will actually come to know that that person doesn't forget the maintaining. He doesn't want to get into any kind of interpersonal relationship with you at all. Maintenance is out of question. So this is the first thing, giving advices to people whom really do not want your advice. Always showing up empty-handed. When you go to a person's place, or when you go to someone's place, or when you go to someone's office, or wherever, always have a habit to take something with you. Maybe a bouquet, or maybe a brownie, or maybe a cake, or some sweet or something like that, especially when we are going to our relatives and friends' house. Never go empty-handed. That's a manner, that's a culture that we have developed since a very long time, and that is something that people like to maintain. And they would not really want your sweet, but they would want that respect and they would want that social appearance of yours, where if you go empty-handed, they would feel, oh my God, she just doesn't have any idea about any social skills at all. Next is standing against a wall by yourself in a social setting. So when there are people crowded around you, there is a chaos of so many people who are trying to interact with you, communicate with you, network with you, and you stand alone with your own self towards the wall, where you're not really open to interactions. Might as well do not go to such a place where you really do not want to interact if you're not a social animal. So this is something also which irritates people, of you being around in a social gathering and not really trying to be social. The next is not looking approachable. So when I say not looking approachable, there are 2-3 things that you do when you're not approachable. Is that you don't smile, you have bad hygiene, you stink. So these are some very crucial, small ones, but very crucial bad habits that you inculcate, where people really do not want to approach you for anything then. Imagine you're in a closed room since morning, you're sitting in AC without applying a deodorant, and you start stinking, of course, because we all sweat. So you start stinking, your sweat stinks, and that's why people do not even want to come near you, because you're not approachable anymore. So that's, even if your piece of advice is excellent, but we do not want to, because that's not what we really want to go to a room which is full of stink. So that's a kind of social habit that you need to form, to always have a deo in your bag. So whenever I go, I always have a deodorant in my bag. Whenever I go for a meeting, I make sure that I smell good. And that's the reason it's important for you to understand that this is also a very important aspect of your social skills. The other one is diving into deep psychological topics. When people do not want you to talk about their personal life and you still want to dig in it, that's somewhere where they want to maintain now distance from you. Not everyone is open with their personal life to everyone around them. So that's one thing, digging into something which people do not really like you to go into. Next is bringing up dumb topics like politics and policies. So many a times you're discussing something else and suddenly you start talking about politics somewhere. That's again something which tuned people off out of your conversation. Next is one-upping someone else's story. So if you're not talking about yourself but you're talking about someone else's story is something also very, very annoying. People want to know about you. They do not want to know about the third person. If they had to, they would have might as well interacted with the third person directly. And diverting the conversation off topic if it's going well. So there are a lot of points when you are diverting yourself with a different topic, or suddenly we're talking about some topic and suddenly you come out of the blue and say, wow, what a lovely movie, I saw that movie yesterday, which is not really relevant to that topic anyway. So when you're switching the entire mood of your people who are conversing with you to a different level, that is something also which is a very, very bad habit of a social skill. Being a know-it-all. So some person who say, oh, I know everything. That person is like, me, myself, I'm the best, I'm great, I know everything. I don't need a piece of advice from you. I know it's me. Someone who says me all the time rather than saying us is also a person who is not involved, who people do not like to involve that person into any kind of social get-togethers. Contradicting other people for the sake of being right. So what you're saying is wrong, but still you're having a contradict to people that no, what you're saying is not, what you're saying is wrong, what I'm saying is right. So you're contradicting the entire conversation into your into your bowl, saying that you are only the person who knows everything. Other bad habit would be being overly cynical and sarcastic. So that's one thing also, friends, that we always have a sarcastic view about certain things which we normally should not have, and we always want to give a criticism that's not really required. The other major thing is looking at your phone when you are having a conversation. I get very irritated, friends, seriously, when I'm talking to someone and someone is digging into their phone, finding out something God alone knows what. But I am really a person who do not appreciate not having an eye contact while talking to the person. And it insults me if someone doesn't want to listen to me and look into the phone. So that's something, if you are doing, please stop doing it. Not eating before a party with only appetizers. So when you're going to a party, you're keeping yourself empty so that you can only have appetizers, and that's how you can end it up. And then you try to wait for those appetizers, which is a real bad habit of social skills. Bringing on negative news. Many people have this habit that everything goody goes on around, and then suddenly you come up with the bad news and you change the entire mood of the group. Not taking care of yourself. Again, hygiene. So not taking care of yourself is looking clumsy, lousy, dull, not hygienic, not combing your hair right, and so many unhygienic things that you can do overall. Not wishing friends happy birthday on their birthdays. So this is something, not really happy birthday, but this is something that you should know how to be a social animal by wishing people whenever is their birthday or anniversaries or whatever. Not doing what you say you'll do if it's something small. So very small thing that you've said that, okay, I'm going to do this, but still you don't do, that also turns people off. Bringing low energy to social gathering. So many people are up together and encouraged by the entire atmosphere, and you suddenly bring in a very low energy where you're just sitting dull, and not getting into any kind of interaction, the conversation in the crowd. Requiring everyone to cater to your special food preferences. So many times you have a habit, some people have a habit of going to a restaurant, opening a menu and only ordering what they want, and they understand that, if I like this, there's other people also who would like this only. And just guessing that, oh, I'm sure you like it. That's something not many people appreciate. I don't appreciate myself. Inviting a friend to a party without asking the host. So whoever's the host of the party, without asking that host, you simply invite one more friend of yours who's not really needed and who's not welcome because it's your gathering. Asking someone how much something costs when it's clearly expensive. So when it's expensive and you know about it, you still ask that person how much it costs, or thinking that he might say something less. That's something also that's irritating. Asking someone how much money they make. So never ask a person what is your salary. It's a very, very bad habit, because that's something that's really personal, and not many people are open with it. I mean, I think 70% of the people are not open with people asking about salary. Inviting the less fortunate to an expensive restaurant and not paying. So you know that someone cannot afford expensive get together, but still you invite that person. That person comes thinking that you're going to handle it, but then finally that person ends up paying, even if he knows that he cannot, and finally gets into a very, very awkward situation in front of others. Not paying attention to what you say in front of others, different audiences. So you're just keeping on saying just for the sake of saying. There is nothing to do with the crowd. There's no topic relevant to that group, but you're still saying without even understanding that audience's viewpoints are different. So that's something also which turns people off. Judging other people out loud. Saying, oh my god, she looks lazy. Oh, she's so lousy. Oh, she looks nice. So you're just simply judging. You're in a judgmental place where you're just judging people how they look and what are they appearing, and that too loudly. So it's like, giving an opinion without really wanting it in the front of such a big crowd. Picking, snatching or sniffing everything in public. So just picking up food, going around, snatching from people, all this in public. This is also something which is a very, very bad social skill. Asking someone a question where you don't want the answer. So you're not really asking for an answer, but you just simply want to ask that question to look smart or to look intelligent in front of so many people. Not looking the other person in the eye when speaking with them. So as I said, someone have the habit of look into their mobiles. That's where it is also very, very insulting. Asking friends to help you move when you can afford movers. So many a times when you know that you don't need help, you still ask for help. That is not appreciated. Trying to sell anything and everything to friends. So whenever you have anything in mind where you can sell something, you are trying to sell everything and whatever you have to your friends. Announcing on Facebook that you've just cleaned up your friends list. You're doing you're socially announcing what best you have done for your friend. Telling people how awful the weather is. Not writing stuff down in your calendar. That's like not maintaining a to-do list. Taking or using something or someone's without asking. So just have a habit of just going into thinking that person is so known to you. Just barge into his room and take whatever you want and feel that person would not even feel bad about it. Seeking approval by doing, saying and wearing certain things. Every time you would need an approval to do something. How do I look? How do I wear? Should I wear? Should I not wear? And that's also annoying at times. Expecting favors to be returned. So if you're doing a favor or a friend, you're expecting that there should be a return favor done to you. Keeping an expectation and doing something is really not the correct way to do anything. If you're doing something for someone, I don't think there should be any expectation that person would pay you back. So friends, never have expectations and never do something where you're just doing it because you need something in return. Lending money to people who have bad money management skills. So you know that person has bad money management skills, but still you've lended some money to that person. This is also something which will not help you to be socially around. Showing up late for important events. Latecomers, time management is very important. So never go late to a movie. I remember a friend of mine who used to come for a movie, that wherever we used to go to see a movie, used to come only after intervals. So going late around for any social gathering is not appreciated. Not calling people who are important to you, not doing what you want before, because the purpose to get there seems hard. So just because it's hard, you're not even trying to do what you really can do. Not fixing body issues that distract people from your messages. Many a times you have a habit of, maybe blinking your eye. So you're not trying to do anything about it, because it's sometimes people who know you, but the people who do not know you, at times it becomes really, very annoying of someone just blinking an eye at a person whom that person doesn't really know. And of course, it's now understood. People have that understanding that this is a problem maybe that person is facing of blinking the eye. But at times, people who do not really understand or do not know you can get into a different kind of argument by saying that, why are you blinking at me? So try and fix up all these physical issues that you have. Being a social justice warrior, that's something like majorly lawyers do. They really get on to any social gatherings and they finally get on to a justification of everything. Finally ends up into war. So behave like a warrior then. That's very not accepted. Showing off expensive stuff when you can't afford. So many people have that habit that you cannot afford a particular thing, but you still take those expensive things just to show off. Frequently talking about money. All the time you're just talking about money. That's something also which is not a good way of socially interacting. Friends always understand whenever you're interacting socially, you have to keep your financial and social issues separate. There is nothing that you can merge up both the things. That is something where you go a step ahead and you really want to talk about your issues. Financially, that's a different part. But when you're talking socially to someone in a social get-together, gathering, meeting, functions, you really cannot mix these both things. So I think this was a big list that I gave you about certain examples of bad habits of social skills. Friends, it's very important to understand these bad habits, because without an awareness of this, you will not even be able to improve yourself or how to not do a certain things. Till yesterday, what all we've been doing, we thought that this is what we can do, but now since you know that this is something which is not appreciated. So friends, I hope that you start building a culture with you where it helps you to get out of all these bad habits of yours and help you to be a better person. So socially and personally as well. So friends, thank you so much for watching this video. Please stay tuned to Ekeeda and keep subscribing to our channel.